That's not good. That's very not good. That is not good. I don't know what else to say.
That former A.
Former
A has to be locked in.
That is a mismanaged team is what that is. Welcome to episode 45 of the Harvester Sports Podcast. We're your hosts, Noah Pitcher.
And Austin Carr. So we are saying it. That's good. I'm glad we made the decision. We're saying our last names now. You should just change and start just sprinkling Noah Carr and see how long it takes them to actually realize.
That's so offensive. You just took away my family name from me.
I gotta bring it back. I'll take yours. Alrighty. Let's get right into some stuff. Do you want to talk about the Hall of Fame game, or do you want to? Not really much to talk about. A lot of.
I mean, it looked. All the
hope.
Hall of Fame stuff was cool. The Hall of Fame enshrinement. Mm-hmm. It is a lot cooler. I mean, watching Cliff Branch get enshrined was cool. Mm-hmm. Guys like that, I wish they got them in sooner, so it wasn't posthumously, I think is the word.
Yeah, post-mortem.
No, I think I had it right.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, it's always sad when it's like after they've died.
Yeah, but the ceremony was cool, and the game. I mean, the game looked good for the Raiders. Yeah, but also it's one of those things where like you don't want to be the guy that like overreacts.
Yeah,
to a
you don't want to be the
game.
We're winning the Super Bowl, get the tattoo now type of guy.
Yeah, but I mean, things looked good for the Raiders.
It looked really good. Zamir White looked really good. You're cheesing. You let out your tweets. The future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think it is interesting because when you watch a preseason game, you're mostly paying attention to the rookies you drafted. Yeah, seeing how they play. But the Raiders didn't really have as many. Yeah. I mean, didn't have first, second round picks, and then Zamir White was one of the only like position players that we
really got to showcase, and it felt like a lot of the all eyes were really on Josh Jacobs because everyone was talking about like, why is he getting so much playtime? Are they trying to like showcase him for like another team? Is this like they're trying to say, look how good he is? Do you guys want to trade for him? Like, do you think the Raiders should trade Josh Jacobs right now?
I don't know why they would. I think that's also reading a lot into it to be like, oh, they're playing Josh, so they're going to trade him. Like, what? Yeah. Maybe they're playing him because they want to get him reps.
Yeah, maybe because the man was injured like all of last season. Maybe
it's an entirely new offensive system and coaching system, and they want to see kind of what Josh can do. Yeah. Especially since he's kind of come through, like injuries, missing games. Yeah. And so they want to like, all right, let's. I mean, like, the coaching system hasn't ever seen him in action.
Yeah, so. Isn't it wild how it's like some dude gets reps and like, oh, they're gonna trade him? Like, excuse me, like the man can just go out there and play. It's like if you don't play, you're in trouble. If you do play, you're in trouble now.
Yeah, I mean, you can spin anything to read into it however you want, but yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that the Raiders would be why you would trade him, even if you don't. There's a major difference. Obviously, they didn't pick up the option to extend his contract. I don't think that implies that they're going to trade him. Yeah,
I don't think so either. And it's also, if the Raiders don't sign him this upcoming season and he gets signed by another team, the Raiders will get a compensatory third-round pick, which is probably more or even to what they would get if they traded him. So you might as well just...
Yeah, I think Josh is one of those guys that you've got some... I don't know what it's like in like NFL front offices, but just people in general. There's some people that are really high on him and some people that are really not, so... I don't know.
I think when he was playing his best, like 2 seasons ago, when he's playing his best, he feels like he's a top 15, top 10 back in the league, maybe even better. Like he's playing like really well.
Yeah, no, it's very apparent that he's incredibly talented, and I think that I would expect Josh to have to do well this year in the McDaniels system. I think that if you look at where he's been in the past, like what he did with. That was a weird noise.
That was a weird noise.
What he did in New England with was it Damian Harris?
Yeah, Damian Harris.
Like that kind of. I could see stylistically.
Yeah,
that he would do well with Josh Jacobs,
both Alabama backs.
Oh yeah, Damian Harris is a Bama boy.
Yeah. Now I think, especially if the Raiders, we have a lot of solid running backs this year now. So I feel like there might be a little of like more interchanging than there was last year, even with Kenyon Drake, because we have Kenyon, Amir Abdullah scored touchdowns, Zahir White, Josh Jacobs. We're probably going to see a lot of different shifts and packages. So I would Raider fans, everybody, I wouldn't jump too much on the oh man, what's going on? Because I think this year we're going to see a lot of different like packages and movements of the different running backs.
Yeah, I think right now it's hard to. I mean, obviously Josh Jacobs is RB1.
Yeah, he's the main guy.
He's the RB1, and rightfully so. He has a lot of talent, and I like him a lot. But also, I think we can expect to not know what to expect as far as the run game goes. Of who's how many. I mean, it just depends how it goes. If you do well when you get the ball, then you'll probably get the ball more often.
And how many times like have we as Raider fans been like, oh, new OC, new coaches here, we can't really know what's going to happen. Like every year we're like, well, can't wait to see what this offense is like.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what. I mean, obviously seeing what Chandler Jones can do, also Devontae being added in. Those are the two like big changes. But I also want to see just what the play calling is like.
I'm
because really you can't really get a grasp in the preseason. Preseason's more like just like going through your playbook. Yeah,
because last year we were really good. Like the Raiders were really good driving down the field, and then the red zone it kind of like halted. I expect us to be a lot better in the red zone this year. I think it's going to be one of the best things that the Raiders are going to be good at.
I mean, I think it has to be because it's
such
a focal point where literally everybody's saying like from fans to players to coaches are like, this is something that needs to fix. Is like we aren't getting in the end zone.
It's so many points like left out on the field because we would get down there and we're like, yes, and it's like 3 points again. I'm like, what? Come on! Like there's so many games where I'm like, we wouldn't have to be in these shootouts at the end if we would have just scored when we got there. Like even like some of the weirder things like with the Bengals game in the playoffs. A lot of criticism around like the last play call where like none of the wide receivers were even in the end zone. Yeah. So I'm like, I really hope this has kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say the main thing, even if it doesn't work out, even if we don't go in and immediately it goes perfectly, as long as we go in and it looks like there's creativity in the play calling, that's what I want to see the most of.
Exactly.
Because if we week one start playing the game and we're handing it off up the middle every first down and then like doing I don't know what we're doing on second down and then we're passing on third down.
Yeah,
that will hurt my soul to see that.
That was the Raiders like dream like stamp last year. It was like we're gonna run it, we're gonna do whatever, and then third down pass and then punt. I'm like, okay,
no,
cool.
if we on the very first snap that we get of the season. Even try it. If we don't even need to complete the pass, but just try to pass it past the first down marker on the first play of the season. I'll say Super Bowl.
That was the one big thing. I was like, it always felt like it was like, oh, like we're gonna get to third down again. Are we gonna get this first down? And never like, oh, great first down conversion.
Yeah, I'm thinking this year. I mean, you added Tay. Legit, just every time you get the ball. Or like the first time you get the ball every game, just let him know the deal. Say, oh, by the way, we got Devontae Adams, and just send him and chuck it to him. Even if it's not a completion,
exactly.
Just remind him who's on the team.
And just the thought of like we at least attempted that would make me a lot happier. It was like at least we tried to just do something wild.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Even like Tay, who's not like that Henry Ruggs speedster, if we just attempted something, but good. I'm glad like something was tried to happen here.
And we did that a couple times with D-Jax. I think against Thanksgiving. I think against the Cowboys. That sort of was the first like.
And so that works out. It works out the touchdown, or sometimes he kind of forgets where he is a little bit, and then he drops the ball. Remember that one?
Right. Either way, he's there.
Can't knock him for that. But I'd like to see the stats at the end of the year. I hope we have a lot less. Like I hope we're not on we don't have as many third downs as last season, because I felt like you're exactly right. I felt it was a lot of like it's usually like inside zone. Something short again, and then we're trying to now complete a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, which is like you're putting your team in such a weird spot. And I'm not an NFL play caller, so I don't know, but it just to me, like as a fan looking in, that feels like something that can be shifted if we actually are attempting to go down the field, like first down, second down.
Yeah,
we know Derek and these wide receivers. Like we have Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver in the league. Like Darren Waller, one of the best tight ends in the league. Derek has has an amazing arm. We know it can happen. Like let's just see it happen now.
Well, and I think that's something that I'm optimistic about coming from what the coaching system can bring this year, because if you look at I don't know about what the play calling looked like in Denver necessarily, but in New England like the Patriots were obviously dominant for a very long time and obviously have Tom Brady and a lot of great talent on that team, but also like really great play calling. Yeah, like you don't stay that really good for that long without good offensive play calling. So hopefully we'll bring that to Baggy.
I hope so too, and I hope we bring maybe a Chippy. And one of like the biggest things I'd say before we move on to the next thing about the Hall of Fame game, people were saying like the O-line looks really scary. Like there were some points in the O-line that like it was like, oh, are we gonna have trouble again this year? I would say for those people, I was like, yes, they're like if this continues, there's gonna be cause for concern. But against the first preseason game, maybe the guys were just a little rough. We're probably starting some rookies like inside. And Josh McDaniels, I know he's not Bill Belichick, but they protected Tom Brady for like almost 2 decades, right? They protected him enough with not like these amazing big name guys. They like just got the job done. So I would say that I feel like we have a pretty good chance of Derek not getting sacked every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm saying that I don't remember at all. I was about to drop drop some heat on you, but I totally don't remember what I was going to say.
It's all good. Was it about sacks or a record?
Oh, no, basically, I think realistically, I think Derek is in all likelihood going to have a pretty quick release time.
Yeah.
But it's not like that's not something he's had to deal with his whole career, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always like we've always heard for years, like Derek Carr has one of the fastest release times in the NFL. So I was like, okay, you should be fine.
That's why when people throw stats at me like Khalil Mack and Bosa, like they're gonna get to him so quick. It's like
the balls are
gone. They probably will. They probably will, but that's what Derek does is get the ball out. So I
Derek might have to know that he might be on the floor at the end of the play, but at least the ball's gonna be completed.
Yeah.
Like they might be in his face, but at least the ball will be downfield. All right, so let's move on. So last week we talked about what we thought Deshaun Watson was going to get versus what he should get, and now Judge Robinson has ruled that he's going to get 6 games this season. It's shorter than a lot of us wanted, but about what I'd say we probably all expected. But the NFL is actually appealing it to make it longer. Do you think the NFL is going to give him the year-long suspension?
I don't know. I mean, it's obvious that they want to.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Drop it on us.
Wouldn't it? I don't want to say it would be great. But wouldn't it be interesting if they had chosen the Browns as the Hard Knocks team for this year?
It would have been really good. It would have been really good.
And just as if there's not enough other problems going on, they just throw in, by the way, camera crews following you around.
Yeah, but the Browns would have been a great pick.
Well, I mean, I think that's...
The interviews I can imagine now where it's like, the camera's kind of like hidden and just Baker. Those would be so good. It would have been so clean.
Well, that's got to be so... Like this is just continuing to go on. Like that's so difficult to focus when there's not.
You don't know who's
this stuff out against your quarterback.
Exactly. One of the things I find most interesting is like the NFL hired this judge, right, to give the suspension out. They gave the suspension, and now they're like, we're gonna appeal the suspension. They're trying to are they trying to be like the heroes of their own story?
Well, I think what it was first is. A smart move by Goodell is you hire an outside jury or whatever it is.
Yeah.
When you have somebody on the outside do it, then you're like,
yeah, he's washing his hands of this.
he says, yeah, it might go well and might not go well, but
yeah,
it's not up to me. And then obviously is like, okay, I didn't like what they chose, so we're going to try again.
Yeah, and I even saw that Goodell is putting it in the hands of someone else again. He's hired his own guy to look over the case again for the appeal. So it's really kind of like, I'm going to let our interpretation of the law for the NFL kind of handle this. And I'm going to step back. Because in the past, it was like, if they appealed it, it was Goodell being like, they get a year. He suspended this long, he suspended this long. I kind of like that they're having these actual judicial figures come in and be like, we will interpret the law and we will see, we will determine what he should get.
There's also the difference of whether or not because they're trying to figure out whether or not he did it, I suppose, versus times where it's like, okay, somebody clearly did something. What does the NFL think should be our punishment for it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like he hasn't been proven guilty in a court of law, so it's kind of more like they really needed. Get to the bottom of it, I guess.
Yeah. Now, what do you think, if you had to make it a guess, there's 17 games in the season now for those, if we forget sometimes, but I still think that I still always make my assumptions on a 16-game schedule. I keep having to fix it. But if you had to guess, how many games do you think the Browns win this year?
What was their record last year?
They went 8-9 last year.
Okay, it was the year before that they won 10 games. They went when? 8-9?
8-9, yep.
6 or 7.
That's exactly what I was thinking, especially with Deshaun being gone for what now seems like most likely a year at least. It's going to be 6 or 7 games again.
Oh, you're saying okay. You're saying it could be but it's at least 6 games.
Yeah, I'm saying So at least 6 games. They're probably.
I'm also it's not like when Deshaun Watson, despite what some people would have you believe, once Deshaun's playing, it's not an automatic win for the Browns.
Exactly.
It's not like he's like.
And now he will have been out of it for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? He'll have not played an NFL game for like 2 years now, and then he's not like it's gonna be so hard for him. I'm guessing Deshaun is going to be keeping up with like the practice and stuff and like his workout regimens and stuff. But still, to jump in now into the middle of the season, basically, week 7, probably not going to be that smooth of a transition.
Throughout those weeks, he's not like leading like in practice, he's not the guy. He's not the one that's working with them most hands on. You want the guy that's playing to be
exactly.
So you just don't get as much chemistry built up working with those guys.
And with his suspension, they can even say like he can't be a participant in practice, so he might not even be able to be in the room, like at the facility.
Yeah, there's a very relatively large chance that this could turn out to be one of the biggest bag fumblings
I think
in the history of football.
I think the Texans are very glad they got out of this quick.
Yeah, I mean the Texans, whoever it was in the Texans front office that was negotiating this trade
you did an amazing job
because they got the amount they got for him.
Exactly. If they would have waited a week or 2 longer, it would have been over. I think the Browns probably would have backed out if all this stuff kept coming out a month longer. How long the NFL wants to give them and
it just shows how desperate the Browns were.
Yeah,
I mean they were so desperate for like an elite quarterback that they gave up their whole future for a guy that might not play this whole year.
And if you're the Browns, because you had to look, you're like, okay, who's in our division? Joe Burrow just came out like a year ago, and now he's already one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Lamar, who's one of the most athletically gifted quarterbacks in the league.
And then potentially Kenny Pickett develops to be a great guy.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett, who's just probably going to be, because it's the Steelers, just a great quarterback who's just an average guy who gets them to the playoffs every year. You're like, we haven't had a good quarterback in forever. We got to make a move now. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the only guy you can make a move on is a not good human.
That's the word.
Okay, so the Padres traded for Juan Soto, right, from the Nationals. We won't talk about all they gave for him, but as a Dodgers fan, are you glad the Dodgers stepped back?
Contrary to what some Dodgers fans might feel, and I'm prepared for this to potentially age horribly, and I'll own that. That being said, I was very relieved when I saw that the Dodgers did not get Juan Soto. I would have liked for him to go to the Cardinals or some team that wasn't in our division that we don't have to face all the time, because he definitely will make the Padres better. Yeah. That being said, for us, being a team that's on pace to win 112 games, I'm not like, let's like. For one, I didn't want to give up like the whole farm to land Soto.
Exactly.
And I also really want to be able to extend Trey Turner.
Yeah, especially as the younger, like these younger Dodgers and stuff are coming up. Like they were playing so well. It's almost like we are currently at 74 wins. You don't really need Juan Soto right now. Like you're doing very well without him with the guys you have, and you don't need to absolutely strip your whole minor league system. No,
the fact of the matter is that this Dodgers team, if everybody is completely healthy, baseball teams do not get much better than they are right now.
Yeah, no way.
Like there's just not a way to make a team that much better than they currently are.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that the Padres, they're probably going to sign Juan Soto, right? I think he's a free agent after this season. But still, they haven't even signed him what might be a $500 million contract yet, right? If he declined the $430, it's probably going to be $450 to $500 range.
Well, it is interesting because when the Nats offered him a 10-year contract, he declined that. So I would imagine he's expecting a very long contract from the Padres. Yeah, and there is a certain level of risk associated with that for somebody that's, I think, 23 years old. And obviously, I'm not predicting that his career is going to go downhill and he's going to suck. I think he's going to continue to be really good. But he's not playing as well this year as he did last year, so things happen.
It's just, are you ready to pay this guy for a 15-year contract for $26, $27 million a year? Like, that's what the Padres are really going to have to decide.
The the Padres are prepared to pay a lot of money to still not even be close to the best team in the division. A lot of money to finish over 20 games short of first place. Yeah. So I don't know.
It also speaks volumes that the Dodgers can kind of be like, this dude, like, we have a chance to get him. We're good. Like we're just going to relax and we're just going to, like, do what we do. We have what we have. And obviously they believe that they have a team where it's looking like they are the favorites, I don't want to jinx you or anything, but it looks like, they're the favorites to win everything.
Potentially. I mean, based on how the regular season's going, it should be a Dodgers-Yankees World Series. We'll see if that happens or not. But yeah, it's I love Trey Turner. Mm-hmm. I want the Dodgers to have the cap to extend him. And I also think the Dodgers don't mess with it. Yeah, exactly. This is a great team. This is a great team, mm-hmm. and we've got a lot of really great prospects that we can pull up in the future. And as people get injured, mm-hmm. I don't think we need to be going crazy to get Juan Soto.
It's like the same thing we were talking about a few weeks ago with the Kevin Durant trade, where it's like, are you if you're a good team and you want to trade for this superstar, whether it be Juan Soto or Kevin Durant, are you willing to strip? I guess, the Padres weren't a good team. Like, the other teams are trying to trade for KD. But are you willing to strip everything that's potentially making you good to get this superstar? It's a big...
Yeah, I don't think it's nearly as much so. I mean, the amount you'd have to give... Proportionally, you'd have to give up a lot more to get KD to get Juan Soto. It's more about, like, the future, I guess. Right. Isn't it interesting how the Dodgers have actually beat the Giants 8 times in a row and have swept them 2 times in a row? By the way, just a little fun fact.
Just the fun fact real quick. Just in the bottom screen.
I just want to give you an update on...
It's the Impractical Jokers inside joke.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering how the rivalry's going.
Do you want to, as a Dodger fan, speak on the criticism that Mookie Betts is getting on his latest celebrations?
Oh, they say he's zesty with it? Yeah. I think you can hit whatever cell you want to hit if you're hitting dingers and making incredibly athletic plays.
Yeah, if you're playing that good, you can hit whatever suspicious dance you want to hit in the dugout. Okay, and also DeGrom made his return. I think right now they're still currently playing, but back to New York, and he finally made his return, and it's the first time he's played in New York since July 7th, 2021.
Yeah, it's honestly really sad that he's had a battle with the injuries that he's had a battle with, because he's one of the most talented guys in the sport of baseball, and just injuries. I like the idea that for some guys, like we've talked with, like Klay Thompson, when they're hurt. I don't know, this is gonna be. We talked with Klay Thompson.
No. Like when we talk about Klay Thompson, like involving Klay Thompson, like when Klay gets hurt. Something like you start to like forget about him. It was like in the top 100 list. Start to forget about him. But when DeGrom was hurt, it was still always like he was still like one of the best players in baseball. And it's interesting to me that his name wasn't forgotten. But like some other guys, when they suffer injuries, they move to the back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody ever really gets completely forgotten. But I think it's more just like Mets fans being like, oh, imagine if we had DeGrom. That'd be nice. Yeah. Because, I mean, they've got Mad Max and they've got DeGrom, so they've got good pitchers. It's just kind of a good pitcher does you no good if he's not playing. Like,
do you miss Scherzer or no?
No, we have the best pitching rotation in baseball. So I mean, if he said I'll come back, then I'd be like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I like how I'm just giving you these lobs to like celebrate the Dodgers. By the way,
like it's hard to say I miss anybody when we are on pace for 112 wins.
Exactly, and also from today, no pitchers had more strikeouts in the first 200 games than Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah,
Fishy broke that record tonight.
Well, and even his first game back, he just makes it look so effortlessly throwing 101, 102. Like it's just like it's nothing.
When like we were actually making fun of some of these guys like on Instagram and stuff or on TikTok where it's like finally pitched 90 and they're like doing this head start and throwing. I'm like, maybe it's not your no, it's not in your body to pitch 90, man.
The funniest thing is when I see guys that are like they'll post on like TikTok or whatever pitchers that are say just cracked 85 for the first time, only 15 miles per hour shorter than DeGrom. It's like, okay, the difference, like, yes, that's faster than I could throw it.
Oh, for sure.
That being said, the difference is that DeGrom throws 101, 102 like this.
Yeah.
And you've got these dudes that look like they're getting ready for like an NFL kickoff, taking like 5 steps back, all out sprinting, chucking it straight at the ground, ball.
And full on, and like grunting too. Like,
yes.
like
yelling. Probably that one pitch alone, they're going to have to get Tommy John surgery and can't throw a baseball again.
I'm like, if
months.
you tried to pitch a full MLB game, it doesn't even have to be a batter out there, but if you tried to pitch like the normal pitch count, throwing how you just threw, your shoulder, you would never be able to like lift your shoulder again.
No. Yeah, it's like...
DeGrom's like effortlessly doing it, and I see these dudes. I'm like, and they're like, I'm almost there. I'm like, dude, you look like you're gonna die. Like, you need to stop. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, these guys that can top out in triple digits. I mean, everybody knows it's impressive.
Yeah.
But it's even more impressive when you think about not just that somebody can physically throw a ball that hard, but that you can throw it within this box from that far away, and like off a mound. Like you're not. Yeah. And it's not like you're getting a running start and gunning it like you're even in the outfield.
And then there are even some people who that little ball comes and they can hit it. I'm not one of them. That ball comes at 101. I'm not making contact. Like I just think it's so funny when these kids are like posting like I get that they're working hard because they want to be these amazing athletes, but like some of these guys, I'm like, maybe you're not meant to throw 101. Maybe you're like more like
you might be an off speed.
Yeah, I was like, maybe you're an off speed type of guy.
How's your changeup looking?
Yeah. How's your knuckleball looking? Instead of obliterating every muscle and tendon in your shoulder and elbow. So there's not a lot of NBA news, but I thought maybe we could play a little game. All right. So I was talking with some of the other boys and some of the other family members, and we were just talking about if you could take one guy from each NBA team. And what I mean by that is like you can't take KD, Kyrie, even though both of those are probably going to be gone very soon. I'm going to cry as a Nets fan. But you have to take like just one guy each. So you can't take LeBron and Anthony Davis. You take one from each, and you can make your perfect starting 5. Who would you take? I could go first if you would like. So you have a second to think about it.
Yeah. So you go first. So basically, who your current out of current players? Who's
your starting 5?
Yeah. Who's your starting 5 out of current players? And you can't pick 2 people from the same team.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say mine is built here. I know the heat's gonna come, but listen, you guys you have to have fun with it. You have to pick guys you like, and I built mine around being able to play defense, being able to play 2 ways and make the big shots when we need to. Okay, so mine I have Jokic playing center, right? Not controversial. Kevin Durant playing power forward, Kawhi playing small forward, and then this is when it gets bad. Okay, Shai Gilgeous, who's one of my favorite players, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is gonna play shooting guard for us. And then Damian Lillard's going to play point guard for us. And I think realistically, they're probably winning. I'm going to be real. They're probably going to win 65 games. See, that wasn't wild. I didn't come out and say they're going to win 74,
No, I say they win more than 65.
Okay. Thank you. But I think they're a good team built around defense, right? I think this team is at one of the more balanced teams. Because I'm not just going bang, 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 bang. I thought put a little fodder in it.
Let me preface what I'm about to say.
Yeah, let it out.
Let me preface with what I'm about to say by saying I really like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
You might be careful because his name's going to come up in another game we're going to play later.
I think he's a very underappreciated and underrated player in the NBA currently. That being said... Wait, so he's a shooting guard, right? Starting a shooting guard?
He's playing a shooting guard. Yeah.
Okay. that being said, I don't think he cracks his way into my top shooting guard in the league.
Who is in your top 3, 5, or 10?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of shooting guards, the top shooing guards in the NBA.
And his name hasn't come up yet in your head?
Or like James Harden, Bradley Beal's up there. D-Book is up there.
So he's
somewhere.
Already out your top 3.
I don't know. I mean, I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander I do like a lot, and I think he's higher up there than most people would put him.
Do you think, real quick before you do yours, do you think in a Nets trade, if KD goes back to OKC, do you think Shai would have to be involved?
Does Shai Gilgeous-Alexander even usually, what position does he most often play?
I think
because I know you're putting him at shooting guard, but I thought he's
shooting guard, point guard.
I thought he played point more.
But do you think in a trade involving KD back to the Thunder, do you think Shai would have to be involved?
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm ready.
I'm looking at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's stats are actually. That's not as. That's still a very hot take.
Yeah, no,
but he did average 25, 6, and 5.
Yeah, and he's like 23, 24. He's not going to put my team on his back.
Well, that's the other thing is I'm assuming this is for 1 year, right? Not like building towards the future.
No, yeah, for 1 year.
Okay, because that would change mine drastically.
Yeah.
Because I have a very old man.
Okay.
Okay. Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell. I'm just trying to think of just a couple of shooting guards that I would put above Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah. Okay. So my top 5, not top 5, but my starting 5 of current NBA players. I'm getting at center, Jokic.
Yep. Okay. Match there.
Power forward, Giannis.
Okay.
Then I think I'm gonna go. Point, I'm definitely going Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Steph above Damian. My shooting guard is not going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At shooting guard...
If you would have flamed me and then said my shooting guard is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And then my shooting guard, I think I'm going to go with James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
And then... What do I have left? Power forward?
You have small forward left.
Yeah, small forward. I don't know why I went in a weird order.
It's all good.
But small forward, I'm going to have to go Braun.
That's good.
The one
that was interesting. I didn't know if you were going to put
the one player that's not in there that I really wish I could find a way to sneak in there.
Yeah.
Would be KD.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, I'd want to put him somewhere out of position, but he plays the same position as Giannis usually, and I wouldn't put him over Giannis.
See, Braun's a good pick because with Laker fans, I always have to wonder because my family's definitely on more of like we don't really care for LeBron, but I'm glad as a Laker
I don't
fan,
like LeBron either.
Okay.
I don't like LeBron either, but I'm just thinking
realistically,
small forwards. Yeah. I'm either doing him or Kawhi, and
yeah.
I'm doing him over Kawhi. So I don't know. You gotta balance it out with some.
How many games do you think your team wins?
78.
Okay, that's good. Jonah, by the way, I realistically
I'm
thinking 65. Mine.
How many did the Warriors win?
72.
Yeah, you think your team's losing? You think that team's losing more than the Warriors lost that year? I mean, that's literally the best team you could put together in the NBA right now, and you think they're still not as good as the Warriors were that year?
That's facts. Maybe they're winning 82 games.
I mean, all I'm saying is that I think my team wins more than the Warriors won that year. Is my point.
Okay, that makes sense. I think I lowballed my team with 65 wins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 65 is like that's teams win that much.
Even if
this is your all-star best team available, and they don't win that much.
That's true. Why did I lowball them so hard?
That's what I'm saying. They should be like for sure 70s.
But now, if I had to coach them, do you think they're still winning?
Well, it depends if they listen to your coaching or
That's
not.
What I'm saying.
Or if they just say like,
yeah. I think I would tell them things, and they'd have to be like, okay, coach, okay. And they'd like sit me down in the corner. I'd be like, they're listening. Okay, so now let's play our favorite game, start, bench, cut. And I'm going to start with the NFL, and then I have NBA and MLB, all right?
If the NBA players are different positions, I'm going to get stressed out again.
No, the MLB players, I specifically put it in genres this time, okay? So, start, bench, cut, NFL edition. First one, we're going to do a little blast from the past. This is going to be a few interesting names. So, it's going to be quarterbacks, Dan Marino, Drew Brees, Brett Favre.
Well, this is like at their peak?
At their peak,
prime?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I like Brett Favre a lot.
I like Brett Favre a lot, too.
He's getting cut. I'm starting Dan Marino. I'm benching Drew Brees.
That is my exact order, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're not asleep on Dan Marino, though, because there are some people that I know who are dead asleep on the man. But again, I think you're right. Start Dan Marino, Drew Brees benched. Yeah. Sorry, Brett.
I'm thinking Drew Brees, one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
Dan Marino his arm talent.
Oh, yeah.
Arm talent is matched by very few.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Brett, I just can't have that many picks on my team.
Exactly.
But although he is the definition of being numb to the pick, so you have to respect that, actually. He actually might find his way starting on my team.
Okay. But you like the heart, I think. All right, ready again?
Oh, he had heart. And he's on those Gene Wrangler.
Exactly.
Levi's Wrangler, I think.
Okay, start, bench, cut. Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott.
Today,
yep.
Today, this season?
Yep.
Wait, Matt Stafford, Russell Wilson.
Or would you rather do it in their prime? What do you want to
do? It's too subjective when their prime
so let's do it right
this
now.
season.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm going to start Matt Stafford. and I am going to...
Here we go.
That's tough. I think I'm going to cut... Dak and play or bench Russ.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying...
I think I'm going to...
start Matt Stafford.
I'm going to start Matt Stafford. I'm going to bench Russ and cut Dak.
That's a good one. I
think Russ... To me, Russ has proven... I understand why people are high on Dak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Russ has proven himself more than Dak has.
Yeah.
And I can't really cut him for that reason. Also, is Dak going to get injured on me?
Probably. Probably. Mine's pretty twisted up, actually. I'm a big Matt Stafford fan. I love Matt Stafford, but he's getting benched. And I really can't choose Russell Wilson. So Russ is getting cut, and Dak's going to be my starting quarterback. I think specifically for, I think Russell Wilson could bring this too, but I just can't bring myself to choose Russell Wilson right now. I think Dak can bring me that mobility and that arm strength. So I think Dak is going to have to be my starter.
You don't think Russ is mobile?
That's what I'm saying. I think Russ is mobile.
Or you're saying that's why he's over Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but I just can't bring myself to choose Russell Wilson. Yeah, so I'm going to have to cut Russell Wilson and get him out.
Why can't you bring yourself to choose Russ?
I just don't want to. I can't. I can't. Legit, something in my core changed when I saw the Let's Ride. Whoever released that video should be fired, by the way.
Yeah.
You have deeply betrayed that man for releasing that video from just testing stuff out. But yeah, so I think I'm going to start Dak, bench Matt Stafford, and then Russell Wilson's getting cut. This next one is rookie quarterbacks. You ready?
Okay, so basically it's just guessing. It's just wild conjecture. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just who you have a hunch. Okay.
It's just to the wind. If you had to, that's the Ravens. Who you pick? All right, there it is. Well, he's not on that one, but I don't want to hurt your heart. So, start bench cut.
It wouldn't hurt my heart. I just start him.
Start bench cut. Rookie quarterbacks: Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis.
I mean, at the prime of their career, it could change. Obviously, you don't know who's going to work out better. But today, if I had to start one, I would start.
I think before you answer, I think an NFL team proved that they thought who was more startable today.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, there's one of those quarterbacks that was taken in the first round, and then this entire second round went by, and people weren't taken.
So does that mean you're starting Kenny Pickett?
Yeah. I'm going to start Kenny Pickett.
And then Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis.
If I'm starting Kenny Pickett, then I want to have better mobile quarterback on bench, just because that's, I don't know, just to mix it up.
Just to mix it up a little bit.
And then cut Desmond Ridder, I guess. But I like Malik. I'd bench Malik and then cut Desmond Ridder. But literally, you could say it any other way, start anybody, cut anybody, bench anybody, and I'd say, all right, fine.
Exactly.
They're all rookies. They haven't played,
it's all rookies. None of them have played a snap yet, but that's, again, what I would pick. Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis is going to be on the bench just because of the pure, potential of what he could, all of that potential, but Malik Willis is the more, if he reaches his, where he actually, his ability, if he reaches it, he's going to be amazing in the NFL.
I think Malik Willis is a dictionary. I think Malik Willis is a dictionary high ceiling, low floor type of guy.
I think so too.
Which is the case with a lot of mobile quarterbacks. I think they just tend to you end up like Lamar Jackson, or you end up more closer to the Tim Tebow type thing.
Exactly. I think there's a big chance that Malik Willis is either going to be a great quarterback in the league, or he's going to be one of those guys where he had so much talent, what went wrong? It's going to be one of those guys at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next, start bench cut. We're going to go wide receivers now. We got two more. Wide receiver and then running back one. So start bench cut, wide receivers, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb.
Do you think they know that there's a half-naked
gremlin?
Sailor that just watched Lord of the Rings and is sitting like Gollum right off camera looking at me? Smiling.
I'm going to send this to you so you can...
Yeah, I'm gonna put the picture in there. Yeah. I'm gonna put that picture in there. What is going on, bro?
I just said it was this is all I see.
I hope they just hear this, just a little grunting,
because they don't. And also, this is how he used to sit in St. John's.
No, he'd be sitting in math class. I'd look over in calculus.
Okay, so start bench cut, wide receiver edition: Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf.
I got to start Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
He's proven himself the most.
Yep. This one's interesting. I think we are for sure on the same page for the starter.
Yeah, I'm starting Stephon Diggs. Heading into this next season, optimistic about how he does this year. I am going to bench CeeDee Lamb, and I'm going to cut DK.
I think...
Well, am I, though?
I think...
Am I, though? I actually don't feel very good about that answer.
You can switch it. You want to switch it?
No. I'll keep it in, but I want the people to know that I'm not married to that.
No, yeah. You should feel confident about that.
That's off the dome.
I think you should feel confident in your answer, and that's why I'm going with Stephon starting, DK's benched, and CeeDee's being cut.
As long as I'm starting Stephon.
Yeah, Stephon has to start in that group, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and this one has a little stipulation added on to it. So, injuries are non-existent in this world. Start, bench, cut, running back edition. Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley.
That's so tough because they're all so
athletic. It's just the
they're all when they're healthy and at their peak, they're all amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to rule out injuries and pretend like that's not a factor because that's a major factor.
It's a major factor, especially for these three specifically.
When's the last time we saw a fully healthy Saquon? Because that's the other thing is also like even you say Saquon is like has a healthy like injuries aren't a problem in the sense that he plays the whole year with no injuries. Mm-hmm. But even if he plays the whole year with no injuries have still affected him to where he's different now than he would have been had he never been injured.
We probably haven't seen a full healthy Saquon for at least 2 seasons or a season or 2.
Yeah, I don't know. What would you do?
I think mine. So injuries don't exist. I think I'm gonna start Christian McCaffrey. I think I'm gonna bench Dalvin. I'm gonna cut Saquon. I think Christian McCaffrey is one of the most talented players in the NFL when he's on the field.
Yeah, that's why I was going to...
And Dalvin, at times, when he's healthy, he shows like how insanely like amazing of a runner he is. But it's so hard because really you could change it with Saquon's the same thing. When Saquon's on the field,
I agree.
He can do anything.
I would say I'm going to start CMC. I'm going to bench Saquon. I'm going to cut Dalvin.
Yeah.
But that's really holding out to... That's based on the belief
that the past injuries.
This is not prime Saquon. That we haven't seen prime Saquon.
Yeah, that we haven't seen him yet.
Because in more recent years, you take Dalvin above him.
Yeah, I think so too.
Prime, no injuries, I would go Saquon.
I agree. I think that was a great answer though. So now start, bench, cut, NBA edition. All right, we're gonna start it off a little light. Remember, I said his name was gonna come up earlier, but John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
For this year.
I
mean, I'm cutting LaMelo.
Me too. Yep.
I'm going to bench, I'm going to cut LaMelo. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bench Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and start Ja.
I think I'm going to start Shai. I'm going to bench Ja, and I'm going to cut LaMelo. I think that would have to be my list.
Start, bench, cut LaMelo,
LiAngelo,
and Lonzo.
LiAngelo's getting cut for sure. But now this is the hard part. LaMelo's probably starting for me.
I think I'm starting Lonzo, but LaMelo has more upside, but I'm starting Lonzo, I think. I mean, realistically, start, bench, cut. I would start Lonzo.
Yeah.
Because...
Is his name actually LiAngelo, or did I just make that up?
Yeah, Jello.
Okay,
LiAngelo.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's also because one day he's going to come home. He's going to come home to LA.
Yeah. Why? I should have thrown at you start, bench, cut, Derek Carr, David Carr, Darren Carr.
Just 2 quarterbacks and
a defensive tackle.
And a defensive tackle.
Okay, so start, bench, cut is the last one I have for the NBA. Kawhi, Klay Thompson, Karl Anthony Towns. So if you have the opportunity to bring one of these onto your team, I guess 2.
Okay, I'm going to start Kawhi. I got to start Kawhi because of the defense. Mm-hmm. The big hands.
Yep,
the claws.
The claws. I'm a fun guy.
And then we've got Cat or Clay. Mm-hmm. Those are really different styles.
Different players, yep.
Those are very different styles of basketball. I want a shooter on my team, kind of.
Yeah, I know.
Those are very different styles, so maybe it might just kind of come down to... Cat's probably the better player, to be honest.
Yeah.
but I also kind of want to shoot her. I'll bench Cat, cut Clay, but that breaks my heart to cut Clay.
Yeah, that's
Clay.
very sad. I think I would start Kawhi, bench Clay. I'd have to cut Cat. I'll take him from you so you don't have to be sad.
Yeah, at least he found his way on.
Yeah, he found his way somewhere. And now start, bench, cut, MLB edition. Now I ordered these because last time I threw a pitcher at you, an outfielder, and a shortstop. So now I have labeled these. So the first one, start, bench, cut, is going to be catchers.
Okay.
Okay, start, bench, cut, Will Smith, Yasmani Grandal, okay, and then JT Realmuto.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, sorry. Should I have thrown Sean Murphy at you?
Okay, I would cut Yasmani Grandal. I'm going to cut Yasmani Grandal, I think. And I'm going to bench JT Realmuto, and I'm going to start Willie Will Smith. I'm going to start Will Smith.
I think Will Smith is the for sure starter. I'm going to bench JT, and I'm going to cut Yasmani.
Yeah, so same as me.
Yeah, same as yours, yeah. So I think now I have first baseman.
Also, I was going to say, the MLB posted a Max Muncy highlight of Dodgers Max Muncy, and they tagged A's Max Muncy.
Oh, good. The little kid.
He's in the MLB.
Oh,
what did we do? The little kid.
The little kid who is vastly...
Just because he's like 1 or 2 years younger. He's like a couple years younger than us, but he's also in the MLB.
Yeah. Okay, so start, bench, cut, MLB edition, first baseman. Okay, I'm going to throw another Dodger at you. Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson, Paul Goldschmidt.
Oh, man. Dang it, are you gonna make me bench Freddie right now? Oh, that hurts. Yeah, I'm going to have to bench Freddie, unfortunately. I mean, I probably have to start Paul over Freddie. And then who was the third one you said?
Matt Olson.
Somebody that wasn't. Yeah, Matt Olson. Yeah, I'm gonna cut Matt Olson. I'm gonna start Paul Goldschmidt, and then I'm gonna give Freddie a big hug and say I'm really sorry about this, and then bench him.
I'm going to throw you for a whack because I'm going to do...
That's not a simile, by the way. You use that multiple times?
Yeah, my bad.
Or what's the word? That's not a saying, whatever it is.
But I'm going to throw you off, all right? I'm going to shake things up a little bit. I'm going to start former A's Matt Olson. I'm going to cut Freddie Freeman, and I'm going to bench Paul Goldschmidt.
So literally the exact opposite of what I did? Yep. There's...
So you gave him a hug because you were benching him. I gave him a hug because I didn't even give him a hug for cutting him.
That's not good. That's very not good. That is not good. I don't know what else to say.
That former
former A
has to be locked in.
That is a mismanaged team is what that is.
That's a Moneyball team. Alrighty, so now for the final one, MLB edition, start, bench, cut, third baseman. Okay, so we got Manny Machado, Rafael Devers, Jose Ramirez. Somebody over here is looking really hard at you right now.
Manny Machado is overrated. Let me think. Do you know what you're doing? You do yours first.
I know what I'm doing. I'm starting Jose Ramirez. I'm benching Rafael Devers, and I'm cutting Manny Machado.
That's not ridiculous to say that. You said you're starting Rafa, or you're starting?
I'm starting Jose.
No, okay. I'm starting Rafa. I'm starting Rafael Devers for sure. Mm-hmm. A case could be made for either two. Manny has slumps and hot streaks, so hopefully I'll catch him in a hot streak, and he's gonna be on my bench, and I'm gonna cut Jose Ramirez. But those two are close. But I'm gonna bench Manny.
Okay. Hopefully you'll catch
Rafael
him in
Devers
that
is starting for me for sure.
Yeah.
Manny is so hit or miss, but hopefully he'll be.
Yeah. Hopefully you caught him in that window. Yeah. Perfect. You can sit in my chair, and I'll sit where you're at.
Go get a shirt.
Go get a shirt, Jonah.
Go get a shirt, sit down, and I'm going to ask you who your Steelers Mount Rushmore is. We're joined today by our resident neighbor, your friendly neighborhood Steelers fan, and petty officer third class, Montebias. As a Steelers fan, who is on your Mount Rushmore of Steelers players?
Probably Big Ben, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Polamalu, he's my favorite football player of all time. Jerome Bettis and James Harrison.
Out of those four, is James Harrison is the one that people would have beef with potentially, right? Is he? He's probably in the 4 slot.
He's in the 4 slot. That's why I said him last. But it's like I grew up watching him, and fun fact, he's the only undrafted free agent to win Defensive Player of the Year. So,
does T.J. Watt have a shot at making it one day?
Yeah, he definitely does. Maybe when I could easily replace James Harrison with T.J. Watt when he retires.
If he keeps doing what he's doing,
if he keeps doing what he's doing, I could easily just slide him on in there.
Find his way on the Mount Rushmore.